Students, hope you are learning. Okay, let's take up the degrees of comparison of adjectives. Yesterday, you must have done this work in your notebooks. Let us discuss what's the purpose behind it. See, children, you've already learned that adjectives are the words that qualify a noun, right? Or tells you something more about noun. Now, we can use these adjectives in 3 degrees of comparison. When we say sugar is sweet, sweet is an adjective used for word sugar, right? But here we are not making any comparison with something else. That is, we are making no comparison. So, sweet here will be called the first degree of comparison, that is positive degree, right? Positive degree of comparison. Of course, sweet is adjective, but which kind of degree? The positive degree of comparison. But if I compare this sugar with jaggery, gur, right? If I compare sugar and jaggery and I say jaggery is sweeter than sugar, now there is a comparison, and this comparison is between 2 things, right? Instead of thing, it could be people or it's something else, right? But whenever there is a comparison between 2, then we use the second degree of comparison, which is called the comparative degree. Okay, so sweeter here is again adjective, but it's comparative degree of adjective. And did you notice the word THA and then? Remember, whenever we are comparing 2 things, to make a sentence, we use THAN then to compare. Jaggery is sweeter than sugar. So you need to use THAN then to compare 2 things. Now look at this sentence. 4th one. Mother's love is as sweet as honey. Again, children, here also I am making a comparison. Again, between 2 things. The first thing is mother's love. Okay, mother's love is the first thing, and the second thing compared is honey. Now, it is being compared. The mother's love is compared with honey. Again, 2 things. But why I have not used comparative degree? Sweet, as I told you earlier, is a positive degree. Try to understand why. See, I've already taught you in lesson 1 as sweet as honey or as sweet as something else. When we use the phrase as, this is a simile, right? Of course, we are making comparison, but here the comparison has the equal weightage. We are not keeping something above or low than other thing. We are keeping it at the balance. Both the things are equal in the quality. If I am saying sweet is the quality, adjective of quality, I am saying mother's love is equally sweet to honey. जितना शहद मीठा है उतना माँ का प्यार मीठा है. So there is no कि शहद ज़्यादा मीठा है या माँ का प्यार कम मीठा है या माँ का प्यार ज़्यादा मीठा है या कम. So there is no up and low, right? They both are at the equal level, right? When we compare 2 things, but both the things being compared are at equal level, they have the equal weightage, then we do not use the comparative degree, we use positive degree. Understood? So remember, comparing 2 things, if you're using the word THA and then, use comparative degree. And if the comparison is between 2 things, but using the phrase as, like a simile, then you have to use positive degree. And when the comparison is in more than 2 things, right? It could be 3, it could be many, right? When such is the comparison, then you have to use the superlative degree of adjective, right? Like I've written, honey is the sweetest of all. And notice one thing, whenever I am using the superlative degree, right, I am using the article THE, the before it. When we'll deal articles, I will also tell you the also is called kind of an adjective, right? So that is the end for understanding. Let's repeat what we have learned. When there is no comparison, we use positive degree. When there is a comparison between two things, using THAN, if we are forming a sentence, then we'll use comparative. But if we are using as and as phrase, we will use positive degree. And when we are comparing amongst all, we'll use superlative degree. And whenever we use superlative degree, it is preceded by, that means like the is always before the superlative degree. So just remember, hope you've already learned the degrees of comparison, right? Now children, just look at this page, the next page of your grammar book. Okay, now we'll solve D part, E part and F part. Whatever we have learned just now is repeated here. These three are the oral practices and there are some words written already. Let's see what we have to do in part number D. Look at these sentences. The rabbit is as clever as the fox. Again, we are saying this rabbit is equally clever to fox because we have used the positive degree using the word, but we are comparing, of course, comparison with as. So that is why it's the positive degree used. Similarly, second example, Govind is as sincere as Rahim. That means both Govind and Rahim are equally sincere. Right? Now let's frame the sentences using these words again for oral practice. Bunty, playful, a puppy. So how we could form a sentence like this? Correct. Bunty is as playful as a puppy. Full stop. Rima is as beautiful as her mother. Let's see the third one. The dancer is as graceful as a swan. Full stop. Fourth sentence. The ant is as hardworking as the bee. The fifth sentence. Mr. Lal is as tall as Mr. Singh. So all the 5 sentences we compared two things or two people, but that comparison was equal because we use the phrase as to compare. Okay, now look at the part E. Oranges are dearer than bananas. Javed is more intelligent than Hanif. Now again we are comparing oranges and bananas, Javed and Hanif. But here we are using the word THAN than to compare two things. Now we'll be using second degree, that is comparative degree of adjective. Now again for the oral practice, I hope by now you'll be able to frame the sentences. Let's see. The sun, large, the earth. What's the comparative degree of large? It's ending in vowel E. Larger, correct. So how we'll make the sentence? The sun is larger than the earth. Second, iron is heavier. Cut Y-I-E-R. Iron is heavier than wood. Gold is costlier than silver. Seema is prettier than Neelu. A train journey is, now it's the comfortable, more syllables, more than 2 syllables now. So I can't use ER and EST. I have to use more and most. So more comfortable, right? A train journey is more comfortable than a bus journey. Now look at the next part, F part. Sushil is the best friend I have. Now, whatever the number of friends you have, you are saying out of all the friends, Sushil is the best one. Right? So, the comparison between many friends. Similarly, in the second sentence, Juhi is the tallest girl in the class. Whatever is the number of girls in the class, Juhi is being compared with all the girls here. So that is why we use the superlative degree. Now look at the example and let's practice it orally. Rohit, good batsman in our team. Now we have to compare with all the team members. So we'll use superlative. Rohit is the best batsman in our team. Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. Mr. Ellen Saraf is the richest person in our city. Madhuri is the loveliest girl in this group. David Copperfield, what should I say, is the most interesting novel I have read. So I hope the degrees of comparison is clear and how to form sentences using these comparative degrees degrees of comparison you must have learnt by now. Tomorrow I'll be sending an exercise, so watch the video again and again, and if you like it, please press the button of like. Thank you. Have a nice day.